The victims of modern slavery can be a variety of people, anybody who find themselves entrapped in a situation where they're abused or exploited.
The majority of the cases have been people who've been trafficked from overseas across state borders into the UK, although there are a number of victims who are trafficked within the UK.
Let's not forget the Oxford and Rochdale cases, which involved British homegrown girls being trafficked within the United Kingdom for sexual exploitation.
The areas of modern slavery which are most prominent would be the labour, forced labour, certainly sexual exploitation, and domestic servitude as well. That's perhaps the most hidden.
Other forms of enslavement include Vietnamese boys, in particular, being used in the cannabis cultivation trade by organised criminal networks. Another type of way in which trafficked persons are used is that traffickers find vulnerable adults who may have dependencies or may have debts, and they traffic them for labour exploitation, which could involve the men being forced into work in fields or agricultural produce, so they'll be working extremely long hours in terrible conditions for little or no pay. Another case involved Hungarian workers who were working in a construction site in the United Kingdom. They were subjected to threats and abuse, and eventually a criminal prosecution was brought against two people who had been responsible for their trafficking.
The victims may think they're coming for a job or for a better life or an education or to be looked after by somebody, but they do think they're coming to do something different from when they arrive here, and when they arrive here it's a very different story.
I came from another country. I came from Sierra Leone. When we came to the UK, things changed. They promised that immediately we came to the UK, I would start attending my college, but they never did all those things. My stepmom, she wanted me to doing all the work at home, cleaning, washing dishes, cooking, making food for the boys. She will not even give me a little bit of time on my own. Don't sit down, come and do this. She doesn't even want me to mingle with people. Because even if somebody called me on the phone, I'm talking to someone on the phone, she will be passing around, up and down.
Modern slavery is very difficult to detect. It's a hidden crime in its nature. And victims, they don't have a label on saying, I'm a victim.
The victims of these activities will be quite fearful, and so it's unlikely that they will disclose to anybody what's happening.
Every day things just going worse. They are doing the same thing. So it was not really easy for me. They don't pay me any money. Since I was living with them, they never pulled even £5. I don't have money on my own. I said, but you have to allow me to do something on my own. You can't take me to the UK and try to destroy my future.
The traffickers could be forcing people into living in squalid conditions, threatening them with assault or force.
The tool that the traffickers will use is to threaten them is, if you speak to anyone, we'll hurt you, we'll hurt your family, or no one will believe you. Or they'll do control methods like taking away a person's identity documents. So if they're here illegally, that threat of them being found and being in trouble often will keep them quiet.
The thing that I would say to the public is that this could be happening anywhere, on the street where you live, in the community where you live. It's not something that's removed and remote from everyday life. People are being trafficked into all sorts of different sectors of the community.
Every child that's kept in this sort of situation might present differently, but it might be that you kind of see a child dropping off younger children at school and you think that child's not actually going to school themselves, so what's going on for them? They could be withdrawn, very quiet.
I'm taking the boys to school. One of their teachers, I was explaining, it's too difficult for me alone. I'm the one who is feeding them, doing everything for them. Then she asked me, why are you not going to the college? You don't want to attend any college? I said, I want to. I said, but they don't give me a chance. explain to her everything that is going on as well. So they call some police people to help me out of the place so that I was able to do something for myself.
There is a responsibility on all of us as individuals to be looking out for potential victims.
I think if you think there's something to make you concerned, then it probably is something, and it's worth reporting that because you might have a piece of information that fits into a bigger part of the jigsaw.
The public can do their bit in terms of spotting signs, but ultimately it's the professionals on the front line, the police, social workers, immigration, health workers, education, who have the tools and the training and the knowledge to be aware and just be sensitive to the fact that modern slavery exists in a variety of different settings.
There is a modern slavery helpline that can be contacted by any member of the public. It can also be contacted by professionals. Our practitioners can help people think about what they've seen. They can ask the types of questions that might shed more light on what they've seen.
It's not just about assisting the police to track down the traffickers and the criminals who are operating this crime. It's also a means of getting that individual access to specialist support services such as medical advice and legal representation, but it also includes psychological support to help victims rebuild their lives, rebuild trust and confidence in themselves.